So if you are a designer that you do just the basic things, you like just design interface, like this is what AI can do already. So AI can actually compete for your job.
I feel like there's now less creativity.
Designers that use AI, they are more productive and they will continue to be in demand, especially designers who have taste.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's conversation is really about something a lot of designers are currently worried about in the design industry, which is the fear of AI taking our jobs as designers and what we can really do to protect ourselves long term. I have a special guest with me, Ope Odunlami. Ope is a product designer who has worked across many products and teams, and we'll be getting his perspective today on how the design industry is changing and what we as designers should really be focusing on currently now that AI has become like more involved in our job. Thank you so much, Ope, for joining me here today, and I'm really glad to have you here today.
Yes, thank you, Sophia, for inviting me to your show. I'm very happy to be here with you, and I look forward to the conversation we'll be having.
Before we get into it, can you briefly tell us about your product design background?
So I started in graphic design some years ago. What led me to graphic design was because I like when things look good. So I was making research about careers that were relevant to my passion, but I was moved more to graphic design because I think it had to do with using laptop, computers and all of that. So that was how I moved into graphic design. Then after some time, I think around that 2020, I started to hear about product design, UX, UI design. So I started to learn about it. Then I realized that, this is just like graphic design, but in another aspect or in another application. So I was just so fascinated about how it worked. And then I also wanted to contribute to that impact. Just think about you being in your house and then you can send money to somebody far away. So I have done product design for some time, and now I'm not just only doing product design. I also design and build digital systems and processes. So that is how my career has progressed over time.
I actually find that really interesting because I personally feel like that graphic design to product design pipeline is actually really good. Like, it makes one more skillful in the sense that you just tend to have better eye for good UI. We've been seeing a lot of hot takes in the tech space and on the internet around AI. And we know that AI is not entirely new, right? It didn't just start today, right? But recently, it just seems like it has escalated, like it's really here to stay. And this has really made a lot of people to have different reactions. Some people are excited, and then some are confused, some are worried. What do you think about everything going on with AI in the design space right now?
Yeah, so the first thing I would mention is to emphasize what you said. AI is not particularly new. I remember I attended an event at Microsoft Lagos, I think some 2 years ago. So one of the speakers at the event, she was telling us that the buzz around AI is because it is just being democratized by tools like ChatGPT and the rest. Everybody now has access to it. They can use it, they can feel it. But before, it was not like that. I can remember there was a particular tool. It has been in existence for the longest time. Looker, it is an AI tool. If you want to design a logo, you can describe your industry and your business to it, and it will generate a logo for you. A lot of people didn't know about that, but that has been existing for a long time. So now the reason a lot of people are talking about AI now and then it seems like a new thing is because of easy access to it. Everybody can now download an AI app on their phone, or they can easily access an AI app from their browser. Now, bringing it to design, the first thing I'm going to say is AI is not something that is coming for design. It is already here. like everybody that does any type of design, whether it is graphic design, brand design, and particularly UX, UI, or product design, like you can see AI can do many or much of what you already do. Let us take for an instance that I want to design a product. Initially, it will take me days to like research about the industry, research about the product that exists already, talk to users and all of that. But with AI, I can easily do that in days. So there are people who are excited about that things that would normally take me days or things that will take me weeks, I can do it in a number of hours and it will be just as good. Or even if it is not up to my taste, I can refine it. So that means I am not starting from scratch every time. Then there are also the people who are confused, like they are still wondering, like, is this real? Is this just for some time? There are people who are scared, like they have this fear that, oh, I think like a year from now I might not have my job, so they are considering, should I just start farming? Should I start selling online?
Okay, so I actually find that really interesting, like your response, because I think it's like a perspective thing currently for different designers. Just the way you pointed out that some people are worried, like, okay, should I find something else doing? Oh, am I still going to make money as a designer? Am I still going to grow now that it looks like AI is capable of doing everything? And then you have people that are excited for it, like they are willing to adapt and they want to see what they can really make out of it. There's advantage to AI. Yes, it speeds up the workflow, but do you feel like there's a downside to that?
So there is a popular saying that everything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage, and this applies to using AI in design. If I have an idea for a fintech product and there are about 4 other people who have a similar idea for a fintech product, and each of us we hire 5 different designers to bring our ideas to life. Each of these designers we have styles, patterns, and processes that are peculiar to them, and these will always reflect in their work. But now take it that each of these founders, or probably even the designers, they are now using AI to like design the product. Much of what you will get will look similar, or it will look like almost the same thing. Recently on Twitter Nigeria, or X, so there was this uproar about a popular Nigerian fintech coding their website, and then people were saying the previous website looked better than the current website that they have. Now, the issue was not really with coding the website. The issue was with a popular startup or an established startup having like a generic website, like a website that looks like people have seen everywhere else. And that is the downside to AI design, especially if we are not intentional about using it.
I actually agree with you because I feel like there's now less creativity. People don't really want to now go out of their way to think about their design decisions, because it's more like AI is now here to do it. Even when AI is able to give you certain outputs, they don't even want to validate it or like use their own personal judgment. And the idea that like a lot of products, apps, websites are starting to look the same also takes that feeling of like personalization away. I think a big issue that usually comes up recently now when it comes to design industry and AI now, especially online, is that when like new AI tools are rolled out, you see people on Twitter or like other platforms referencing that designers are cooked, designers are done, your jobs are already taken. And honestly, something like this can actually create fear. Do you really feel that that fear is valid, or do you feel is a bit exaggerated?
Okay, so there are real concerns and also a lot of exaggeration. So let's start with the real concerns. AI is actually taking out some people out of job. Example of these people are people who do commodity, like they do what everybody else can do. For an instance, if I have an app idea and then I need to I need an interface design to show someone before I can even get an interface, or before I can even like show anything to anybody. I would always need a designer that I can tell that, oh, okay, I have this idea for this app. Can you bring it to life for me? So people like that, who are people who just take instructions, they are less in demand now, because that same instruction, I can easily give it to an AI tool, and then it will produce an interface design. And also a lot of entry level roles will be affected, because the barrier to entry is now very low. Like almost anybody can design. So if you are a designer that you do just the basic things, you like just design interface, like this is what AI can do already. So AI can actually compete for your job. And then the exaggeration is like total replacement or job elimination. So people are always saying it's like, okay, probably like some months or like a year from now, designers will no longer have a job, and that is not true. The reason is because AI needs operators. If an AI tool can do something, it means the AI tool will always need somebody who can tell it what to do. So that means designers that use AI, they are more productive, and they will continue to be in demand, especially designers who have taste, who think in systems and not just in screens, and also designers who are passionate about solving problems. So when they are instructing the AI, they can always instruct it above an average level. Even designers who don't only use AI, but they also like build in public, like they are informing other people about how they use AI, they will always be in demand, like they will always have jobs. Let us take for an instance that they saw a funding opportunity, and then it is closing in like 3 days, and they need an MVP, or they need a demo to showcase to be able to be shortlisted. So now let's say they hired a designer to not just design the product, but also create a prototype that they can demo. So if such designer used AI, the designer will prompt better than just an ordinary designer or an ordinary founder. So if such designer talks about it online that, oh, there was a particular founder who had like 3 days to build an MVP to take advantage of a funding opportunity, they came to me, I used this particular AI tool to conduct research, I used another AI tool to like prototype, and I was able to deliver in 3 days. And out of probably like 1,000 applications, they were among the top 100 that was shortlisted. Anybody who is in similar situation the next time, they will bookmark such designer, and they will know that, oh, if I need this thing, I can easily reach out to this person, and then they will deliver for me because they know how to use AI.
I actually agree with you. I think it's a balance. The fear is exaggerated, and it's also valid. The industry has been saturated.
Yes.
But now it's like designers are now competing with so many AI tools. So it's like a survival of the fittest. And then the fittest now has to be like people that have already been in the industry, that have like gathered lots of experience. So it's just a case of you as a designer asking yourself and reflecting, where do you think you are currently in your design journey, and what can you really do to make the most out of the current situation of the design industry with AI. So there are so many AI tools that are currently like coming out like since this year. Every day there's a new tool, a new software is being launched for AI. Like we can't even keep up. These tools are meant to like help designers, fast track their work. At the same time, it also makes designers overwhelmed. You can't really keep up because you might see like about 3 to 4 tools that do the same thing. What do you think designers can really do to balance that feeling? How can they really adapt without feeling overwhelmed?
To be able to find a balance between keeping up with the AI tools that are being released and also not wasting your time on learning, the first thing is you have to be aware of the different AI tools. And the way to be aware is you have to be subscribed to probably AI blogs or all these companies that release these tools. And then the second one is, after knowing about like the different tools that are available or that you can make use of, also make sure to like learn from thought leaders or creators whose like niche is exploring these tools and providing their feedback. Then you can now have like 1 to 3 tools that you take your time to check out yourself. Then from trying out these 1 to 3 tools, you will definitely connect better with like 1 or 2. So you can now start to go deeper with this 1 or 2 that you connect with or that you resonate with.
I never thought about it this way, so I'm actually learning as well. Thank you. So, with the changes happening in the design industry currently, what do you think designers can do to like protect themselves and to stay relevant?
I will talk about this in 2 ways. The first one is the mindset to have, and the second one is the action to take. So for the mindset, the first thing is you have to embrace AI. Like you have to see AI as that's your most capable and that's your indefatigable junior designer. You know, when somebody joins your team and then they are always coming to you to ask you what they can do. So that is how you should see AI. So see AI as that junior designer that can assist you with your task. It is not a threat to you and it is not your enemy. So you have to embrace it. So you have to like give it a lot of things to do. Like those manual or those those manual and those boring tasks that you give yourself, like give it to AI to do for you. And even sometimes when you are like trying to execute a project and then you need somebody to share your idea with, you need somebody to bounce idea off, you need somebody to like brainstorm together. That is also like AI to you. It is like your partner, it is like your colleague that you can always like share ideas with. So now the things you can now do, the actions or the steps you can now take to like protect yourself in the long term and also to stay relevant. The first one is you need to now have business skills. Like you need to know what converts, you need to know what makes users hold back. And another thing that you need is taste and judgment. AI can generate, let's say, like 10 design variations in minutes. I, as a designer, I cannot do that. But something I can do is, if I see a checkout flow, I can tell you which one users will be confident to input their card details, or which one users will see and then they will think, oh, this is a scam or this is a fraudulent site. And the thing about taste and judgment is it is built over years. It is not something that you just prompt to life. Like you build it over years from working on problems, from critiquing designs, from making mistakes and correcting them. That is how you develop taste and judgment. So you must make sure that you continue to refine your taste and your judgment.
Powerful advice. To add to what you're saying, that idea that design must be usable is here to stay. So those design fundamentals are still relevant regardless of AI, and it shouldn't be thrown away. So it's something that should be nurtured. As you're trying to like adapt to it, is also very important to not forget your roots as a designer. What would you advise designers that currently feel uncertain and worried?
Okay, so I would say it is okay to feel anxious, but whether you choose to use AI in your design process or workflow or you don't, like there are people in San Francisco, there are people in London who are building AI tools that can do exactly what you do or even do it better than you. It is either you are using that tool to work faster and work better, or you are not using it. And if you are not using it, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage, because while you are being receptive to the change, there are people who are embracing it. Another one is you have to showcase AI contributions in your workflow and build in public. If you worked on a project, always make sure to like mention where you used AI and how it helped you.
Nice one. Our potential clients, our potential employers are also incorporating this AI system and tools into their workflow. So automatically they would need someone who is AI savvy. Okay, lastly, if there's one thing you'd want designers to take away from our conversation, what would it be?
Okay, so if there's one thing I want designers to take away from this conversation, so I think, yeah, I believe I have mentioned it before, and that is, regardless of your participation, AI will move on, people will move on, AI will get better, people who use AI, they will get better at using AI. So it is in your best interest to make sure like you get on the train so that you don't get left behind.
AI is here to stay. So it's left for everybody to just adapt to it. You don't have to be so immersed in it, but just try to find how it can benefit you. That's really wonderful. Thank you so much for contributing to this conversation.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And to other designers, I really hope that you would take something out of this conversation that we had. And please connect with Ope on LinkedIn. I've attached his link below in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.